Today we are giving this very orange, very 90s dresser a makeover that not only honors its history, but makes it perfect for this new chapter. Hey, it's Mads and welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you? You guys, I have a treat for us today. One of Jordan's very best friends from childhood, she has been kind enough and gracious enough and trusting enough to ask us to transform and update this dresser for her nursery. Like I said, this dresser actually belongs to one of our very close and dear friends, and she has had this dresser since she was a kid in the 90s. This was in her childhood bedroom, and now it is finally time for her to put it in the nursery for their first baby, and we have the honor of updating it for her. To give you guys a little insight, this is where it's going in the nursery. On this wall they have done a really cute like board and batten with the green. It's all forest themed, and this dresser just doesn't like quite work on that wall. It's too orange, it's dated, it also like needs some love. There's some dings and scratches and paint and just things. It's lived a long life, so it needs a little TLC for sure. Their style is much more modern and minimal, but still cozy. So we are going to take this 90s dresser and bring it to 2025. Before we strip it, we're going to give it a good clean, and I'm just using cleaning vinegar to do that. You could totally use soap and water. To achieve this, we are going to use a couple of techniques. The first being varnish stripper. We are working with solid wood here. It is stunning, it's beautiful, and we're going to go in with varnish stripper to get the bulk of this off, because there is a mix of paint that's like splattered on here and the stain obviously, and I think this is going to be the best way for us to get that off. For the stripper, you're going to need some PPE. I recommend gloves or like a ventilation mask if you're not able to work outside, or if you're sensitive to smells or anything. You're going to want to keep your hair up. You're also going to want like an old brush that you don't mind kind of ruining to spread the stripper. You're also going to need some cling film. So I am using the solvable heavy duty stripper. I got this at my local home hardware. It's made in Canada, and we're going to test this one out today, but I have high hopes that it has really great reviews. I really feel like we can maybe save all this hardware. They're really cute. They look salvageable. So instead of getting new hardware, let's see if we can save these by cleaning them up. These are in pretty rough shape. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm not confident that they're gonna clean up well. We'll do our best. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'm very nervous though that it's not gonna be okay. Ugh, I don't know about these guys. I'm worried. I don't know if this is savable, but we'll do our best. They're a little worse for wear. Once the stripper has set, we can go in and scrape everything off. I have a paddle scraper, a wire brush that also has a little scraper on the end of it to get in the details, and I also have some steel wool to accomplish that.
Part of me thought you would have fought it. Say that I was surprised.
And once everything is stripped off, we are going to give it a good sand. So I'm gonna whip out my palm sander, some 150 grit sandpaper, and a couple of sanding pads to get into the details.
Done with you. Yeah, I'm so done with you.
dresser into 2025, we are doing a paint wash and stain technique. Think of paint wash like color corrector. It is going to be our base for our stain to go on. This wood, because it's old, does pull orange and yellow. So in order to correct that color, I'm choosing a very light beige color paint with a green, taupey, cool toned undertone to cancel out some of those yellows and oranges that tend to pull from this wood. The viscosity of your paint wash is definitely a preference. Play around with it. I really like a 50-50 mix, if not like a 60-40 mix. It is super easy to use. You're gonna take a nice big paintbrush and you're gonna do a quick sloppy layer over your whole piece, and working quickly, you're gonna go in with your rag and wipe off the excess with the grain of the wood, and the wood is going to absorb that water and that paint, and it's going to seep into the wood, make the wood look supple and plump again, but it's also going to help color correct the wood so it doesn't pull any tones you don't want it to have. A tip I've learned along the way here, if you find that your paint is drying quicker than you want it to, quicker than you work in smaller sections and keep a spray bottle of water handy and spray the piece before you put the paint wash on, and then spray it in little sections that you find are drying to give you more work time. It works like a charm. It saved me a bunch. So keep a spray bottle with extra water on hand. The final step is going in with regular stain. I ended up doing 2 coats of the paint wash and letting it dry about an hour in between those coats, and letting it dry for about 2 hours before I went in with my first layer of stain, just to make sure that the paint and the wood had a chance to really absorb it. I'm using the Varathane One Step Stain and Polyurethane in antique walnut satin, and this is what is going to bring the wood back to life. Give it depth and really breathe life back into the wood after the paint wash. The paint wash might make you a little scared because it looks a little dry, but once you put your stain on, it looks beautiful. And you can go with any color stain depending on the look you're going for. I really love this antique walnut though. I definitely recommend this combo. Oh, did I tell you the paint color I was using was Almond Wisp by Behr? This is the color I used to water down, and I found that it worked stunning. This combo, the Almond Wisp with like a 50-50 mix, and the antique walnut was beautiful. That's the combo. That's the lippy combo I've got going on here. And that is it. The stain has polyurethane in it, so it does seal the project for me. You could go over it with a sealer on top of it, but I found that this stain works great for that, and as long as it's cured properly, I've never had a problem with it. I am really worried about these, but we're gonna do our best to clean them up and see how it goes. I'm just gonna put them in some warm water in the sink here. In the warm water, I'm gonna use this little scrubby brush and some Brasso just to clean them up and get them nicer and see if we can salvage them. I would really love to use these. I think these are definitely salvageable. They look rough, but you can see that some of them aren't as patinaed. You can see the difference there. So I think they're salvageable, and I really want to see if we can get them pretty. Oh, it's working, it's working, it's working. Let's see how good this one is. This one will be our tester to see how good this is actually working. I was so worried about this. Oh yeah, look at that. Instantly. Oh, they're such a pretty gold too. These are gonna be so pretty. Woo! Get these done. All right, you guys, we are done, and I am beyond pleased with how this dresser turned out. I can say positively that this like trendy, new-ish way of refinishing furniture It is so beautiful. And I can think of like 5 different ways you could totally customize this and make it look different and not just this more lighter toned wood. I think that this paint washing is really like color correcting, like you would for under your eyes or any redness you have in your skin. You can do that for the wood too and really bring out the exact tones and colors you're looking for. And that stain on top of the paint wash was just perfection. It looks still warm and cozy, but it is also a lot cleaner and crisper looking and leaning more modern. It really brought this 90s dresser into 2025, and I am so pleased with it. I do have to also tell you, I did have to chop my nails. I did not break my nails doing this project though. I broke 2 nails taking the trash out last night. The garbage can is what broke my nails, not the refinishing the furniture project. We are still at a 0 for nails breaking while refinishing furniture, so you can have long nails and do furniture. Don't let anyone tell you any different. But I did have to sacrifice them because it was my pinky broke and my thumb broke, and I just couldn't with just 2. So I had to zip it. Anyway. Thank you guys again for hanging out with me. Stay tuned to this channel every Sunday for new DIY videos. We are going into a new mini series here on this channel for my entryway. I have some really cool ideas. I think we are going to start dipping our toes into a little woodworking. You and me doing a little woodworking together. So stay tuned for that. I will see you guys next week. Bye.